welcome to the R&D show. My name is Donna. I'm here with my wonderful friend, Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, honey. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, and you look beautiful today.
Thank you, my love. And how is sunny Canada?
Sunny Canada is actually pretty sunny today, but we still got the snow. Anyway, our topic today, I'm actually quite excited about it. It's about debt, being in debt, becoming debt-free, the value in that. And a lot of folks, when it comes to starting a home business, and I'm sure you'd agree with me, Rebecca, that is pretty close to being up there as to why people do start a business from home. They want to either get out of debt or maybe use that money to save for the future in some way. And unfortunately, the majority of people that do start a business from home end up creating more debt, and that's a sad fact. And so we wanted to talk a little bit today about, what to look for, what to avoid, the do's and don'ts, if you will, and how you can create a wonderful life by becoming debt-free. Because when you're debt-free, I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful thing.
I think whether it be in the corporate world or in working from home, there are a lot of companies that's not their mission, if I could say it that way, to help people to be debt-free, because I think there's a fear there that if you're debt-free, maybe you take your foot off the gas, but if you're under a lot of pressure, I've got bills to pay, I've got an expensive car or whatever it is, you're going to work harder. And so I think that's a caution right there is the company that you're working for is it about flash,
You're talking about home business type companies, right?
Yeah, but that goes on in corporate America too.
Right.
Where they don't mind if you've just bought this really, multi-million-dollar home because you're kind of like what they call the golden handcuffs. But it happens definitely, with work from home.
One of the things I do, because I have a lot of different opportunities come across my desk, people reaching out and messaging me, asking me to take a look at the business. They thought it could be something extra I could do.
Right.
The big question I ask them is, how are you making some good money? Are you making really good money?
Yeah.
And the answer I get a lot of times is, yeah, I'm doing pretty good, but, and then they'll end it with something like, well, I didn't really get serious and I'm just starting to now, or I've just dabbled a little bit and that sort of thing. And then I start to ask more questions, of course, about their business. And so I think it's important to look at businesses like businesses. And when it comes to these do's and don'ts, I think it's important to ask questions, because it's all about, how much am I spending? The bottom line, how much am I spending? How much am I making, right?
I think it's fascinating how many people, even if you're just starting with square one, how much have you made? Have no idea. And if we had a restaurant that we were opening up together, or any other business that's more traditional, that would be something I think you'd ongoing always be looking at your profit margin.
Well, if I was going to buy a restaurant from somebody who owned a restaurant and I was going to buy it for them, that's number one. Let me see the numbers.
Yeah.
What's the out? Yeah. What's the in? Where's the profit?
Yeah.
And I think unfortunately a lot of times women, they don't put that business hat on and they don't ask those questions. They just take everything, as is and just believe everything they say. So when you're looking at a business, whether it's the current one you may be in, or maybe you're analyzing a few of them, our advice is, okay, what's the cost to get it going, right? I got my little notes here. Enrollment, is there some sort of enrollment fee? And you should be writing numbers down. It's a numbers thing, guys. It's a business.
It just needs to be reasonable.
Yeah, and you have to pay for samples. Is there some sort of inventory or retail selling that's going to happen? What's the cost of that? Is there training, right? Do you have to pay for training? And on a side note, I want to mention something. Well, I will in just a second. Training, do you have to buy giveaways, right? Like for prizes at maybe events you have? What are you paying for online marketing tools? That sort of thing. And then you have to look at, what do I got to do to make a profit based on what I'm spending over here, right? So when it comes to training, I have to mention this, because out there online, I've come across so many, for lack of a better word, gurus.
G, you are you.
That tout they have the best training and programs that are going to help you succeed in your direct selling business, your multi-level marketing business. It doesn't matter what company it is, doesn't matter what product it is, none of that matters. But they got the training, best in the world, that's going to make you super successful in whatever business you're in.
Yeah.
And these gurus, we got a lot of quotes today. these, these gurus will charge seriously enormous amounts of money for their trainings and programs, anywhere from a couple hundred to several $1,000s. When you look at these trainers, how is it that their training is just perfect for every single type of business out there? Like, ask questions, really.
Well, and I do think the training should be free.
Yes.
I mean,
Great.
I realize we're charging a lot for our training right now, but
I know. We should increase it.
Donna, isn't it an infinitesimal amount that we charge?
Good word, Rebecca. That's the word of the day. It is. It's an infinitesimal amount that we charge. Let's talk before, just to wind us up.
Okay.
Because starting a business with the goal in mind of bringing in additional income into your home, using that money to get out of debt, to save for your future, child's education, whatever the case may be. I'm happy to share that my husband and I are completely debt-free. We're completely debt-free. We owe nothing. And we do have savings.
Why do you have overalls on if you don't?
I like them. They're so comfortable. I'm all about comfort.
Okay, so that doesn't necessarily mean anything negative about your
No,
financial situation.
I'm low maintenance.
I know you are.
And when we started our home business, you know, it wasn't like 0 to hero really fast, you're making millions, but it was a slow, steady growth. And we had a wonderful customer base of customers coming back and purchasing every month, and still to do today. And that's what's created this really secure income. And we got bonuses and stuff as we built our business. The bonuses, and this is what I was taught from the leaders in our business. When you get those bonuses, that's the extra gravy, and you use that money to pay off debt. And that's one of the things I loved, is I was taught that. I wasn't taught to live the extravagant lifestyle or to, you know, tout the fancy homes and the boats and all this stuff. It was, you use that money to pay off debt, because debt-free, I'll tell you what, that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'll tell you, you know what the number one thing my husband and I fight about? It ain't money.
What is it?
You ready? Nope. It's the temperature in the house.
We do too.
That's number one.
Do you like it? You like your house hotter?
Right.
Okay. And you know, my house is never cold enough. So that's kind of funny. But, and I know exactly what you're saying. I do. And I actually, it was similar but different in that I really did kind of like shoot out like a rocket and started experiencing like really good income very quickly. And I think that, you know, in the back of our mind, we were like, you know, is this going to last?
Right.
And, you know, here we are all these years later, and it's just like this rock solid business that I, you know, continue to be really thankful for. But at one point, you know, we started saying the same kind of thing. We were hearing, you know, how important it is. Like, if you really want to live free, you need to be debt free. If you want to have this sense of freedom from stress and worry, obviously, you know, we can't control things that are going to happen in life, you know, people getting sick and, you know, just all kinds of things that happen, people dying and stuff like that.
All of those things, life happens, and it happens to us all.
Mm-hmm. But if you really want to, you know, live a life of freedom, financial freedom is right up there, if not, to me, like, you know, kind of like number one. And so you know, what good is it is if you're making all this money, but it's going right out? Because we can continue to spend. If you start making money, you can continue to increase your expenses right along with it. It's a very easy thing to do. And so I feel the same. We paid our house off and when we were in Maryland, and to pull up into that driveway and know that, wow, we did that, felt so
That little
good.
piece of land is all yours.
It felt so good.
Yeah.
So you know, women can do that. I mean, obviously, so can men. But the women that really are wanting to work from home and be with their kids, or just to, you know, be able to work in their own home environment, you can have that kind of a reward. But I think you do have to pay attention. You know, you really got to pay attention, be responsible with your earnings, so that. And that's kind of like what we have been talking about that.
Yeah, and I think our bottom line advice is be smart, analyze the numbers, ask the hard questions.
Yeah.
And don't lie to yourself, because sometimes, you know, we can do that. We can pretend. And I would encourage us as women, we're all smart, we're all strong. Don't put your wool over your eyes. Pay attention and be honest. And you can. There are great businesses out there that have good principles, right? Where you can get into profit pretty quickly without huge expense. And that's why it's important to really pay attention. Yeah.
So manage, be very leery. And I am glad to see a lot of companies are not, you know, proponents of a lot of inventory or any. I'm hearing that more and more. We don't inventory. Make sure that's really true. You know, sometimes that companies will say that, or, you know, that becomes more of like the norm of what to say, but open up your own closets and make sure that you're really not. It's nothing wrong with having a little bit of anything on hand.
Right.
Samples, some inventory. I mean, we're not talking about that. I think, but where people are finding themselves like I was, and where a lot of people are, whether it be clothing or skincare or
jewelry.
If you're carting around like this gigantic case of jewelry, and that's where all your money really is. Yeah, you can say I'm making money, but how much is in that case? And could you empty it out and sell it? And do you then have is it yours, or do you have a credit card that it really should go on to pay for it? You know, that is the part that's such a shame. So there's a lot for us to pay attention to when it comes to all of that. And
well, I hope our little chat today helped a few people, Rebecca.
Well, I'm sure I helped you.
Well, you always do, my friend. Oh, look it. My strap fell down. Okay, well, thanks so much for tuning in with us today. Come back every week. We're always doing a new show, new topics. We love hearing from you. Don't hesitate to reach out, ask questions if you have any. And I feel really good. I love hearing, you know, some of the comments that we've been getting, which has been, you know, so makes me feel really good, like, you know, that it's making a difference. So anyway, I'm enjoying it, and I love you, Donna. And love you, Rebecca. Have a great day. Okay, bye, honey. Why did you not have that on a minute ago? That is adorable. Well, this is what it's all about. It's about putting on your business hat, people. Put the business hat on. Where did you ever go to buy that? Business hat.